What's up, guys? I'm not gonna say welcome to the StudioDork Podcast, episode 7, because I'm gonna say welcome back to the StudioDork Podcast.
Totally, man.
Episode 7, because you guys have heard all the other episodes already, so we know.
Or we hope.
We hope.
If not.
And pray.
Yeah.
We're not religious,
I'm not religious, so it's cool.
Yeah. So.
I gotta bring religion in this, dog.
So my name is Gary, and also with me is
Cameron.
And get ready for some
really interesting stuff.
Really interesting stuff now?
Yeah, I put a really on there.
Whoa, it's getting good. Now there's great expectations.
Well, then we'll put this at the end instead, so when they finish, then they'll know. They won't get an intro.
They'll know.
They'll know. Okay.
Music.
Yeah, totally.
Music starts.
You want to start beatboxing?
We got no content, so we beatbox. No, yeah, we do have content.
Yeah. Okay, so what have you been up to this week?
I have been up to things.
Things? That's a long description, man. What are you
Whatchamacallit? No, we were doing that photography shoot on the weekend.
Yeah. We did a photography shoot over the weekend.
We did, because we were thinking, because we want to do that cover. We were trying to redo our cover for the podcast itself, and we had a few issues come up randomly, so that wasn't cool.
I got video footage, but I don't think we're going to release that. 'Cause it's kind of
got
a little jank. Some of our equipment was malfunctioning.
Yes, that might be in the deleted scenes, but not the official scenes.
Yeah. So we did a lot of us shooting where Gary would push the take the picture button on the camera and then rush towards our little green screen we had set up.
Yeah.
So it didn't really work out too well, but
we had a time-lapse thing we would do with the remote, but for some reason that thing stopped working, so now we're thinking of going back to the photography show, which might happen this week.
Sunday, right?
Sunday might happen, so we might go back and replace it. Hopefully I can find that same lady that I found that I bargained with last time who I bought that from.
Yeah.
And also the flash that I got, the flash that I also got, it didn't, it was tripping too, something about it wasn't working, so I don't know if there's a wire missing or something like that, but I had my old flash and I got that one to work, but I don't know. It was a little bit frustrating, but we did a few of them. It was more of a test situation, and also then something came up and I was in a rush to get to where I needed to get to, so we had to finish that up fast and
stuff. So that's what we did that. We did the photo shoot. Is there anything else you did this week besides that?
I had some client work. I was working on a website for a client, specifically for mobile.
Okay.
I had designed his site and built his site prior, maybe a few weeks ago, and he was happy with the results. But searching from his Google Analytics, he noticed that he was getting a lot of hits, specifically from mobile devices.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Even more from Android than iPhone, and iPhone was second. So it was some high ratio of Android and iPhones. This is it's kind of a bar situation. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if people are looking for that stuff while they're on the go or whatever.
Oh, it's a bar?
It's kind of like a bar type
that
of situation.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and then they're integrated also with Google Maps and stuff, so for SEO purposes and all that.
Which I thought was interesting. You were telling me that there's actually SEO in Google Maps.
Yeah, it is. That's an important thing for local, to be found locally. It's a pretty important thing to get noticed on specifically through Google Maps. We're not SEO specialists or anything like that, but it's still important to understand all aspects of design. It's still connected. Even controls. Sometimes you have to do things and lay things out a specific way because Google crawls the site a specific way and it likes things to be an H1 tags and stuff like that. Those are important. Some important things to do.
Do you know if in the Google Maps, if it's separate, if the SEO is separate from their search engine versus their Google Maps? Is there a separation between them? Between their normal web search and their
I believe
Maps?
it's all into one, and there's all these different engines, but don't quote. I'm not positive.
Yeah, we don't know yet. We'll have a specialist on eventually, though. We've got a couple people.
Yeah, we do. We actually have a couple people that I've been talking to that are interested in talking to us and explaining stuff to us in more detail on they're specialists in SEO stuff. So that should be good. Something to look forward to.
Cool, man. So did you guys resolve his problem, or do you know yet?
Oh no, there was no problem. It was just that's just something I started working on. I started doing a mobile version of the site. Mm-hmm. So I started researching that. So this is specifically for the Android and the iPhone. Mm-hmm. Check different resolutions and all that stuff. So, and according to my research, I haven't done too many mobile situations for mobile devices but basically there's usually like big buttons, so you don't have like a regular nav. You usually have big buttons on the screen, and then you just go to stuff, and then you have some indicators showing you so you can come back. So it's a different user experience. You're thinking stuff differently, and normally you would use fonts that are like custom whatever fonts, but it's better to actually use live fonts in this situation. So you use like Arial or Helvetica, something that's like more of the default fonts. So then they're like live fonts, and you can basically hit them with your finger rather than, and it's live, so you can text it like, oh, I'm gonna get this number and I'm gonna text it to somebody because you're in a mobile situation. Same thing with the addresses. So it's implemented with Google Maps, most of those type of phones.
Yeah,
and that's something I started working on. Pretty much almost finished with that. But it's a fairly fast thing, especially in a situation where you already have a website designed and you're just using a lot of the assets, and you're just making it work in a smaller resolution, or you're doing it for smaller resolutions.
In my experience at my job, one of the things that we do for mobile a lot of the time is we'll use a lot of expanding things. So there will be a lot of nabs that will expand from a single button in mobile because you don't have as much space to go with. So if you can put a button and then have that button expand to the full screen, and then you click and it takes you to another page, that's a good way to that's a good interface that I've noticed. At least there's a lot of expanding stuff.
No, that from that standpoint, it makes sense to do that because then you could always go back to what you're doing.
Exactly.
And I believe GoDaddy's mobile environment does that.
Oh,
they
yeah?
have these
I think
buttons
WordPress does as well.
Like a built-in WordPress thing.
Yeah, I think it runs everything down the center, and there's expandable tabs, and there's all this stuff to go back really easily. It's meant for mobile. You know what I mean? That makes sense. So.
And I've had a few other things going on too, but I'll probably talk about some of that stuff at a later on.
At a later date?
At a later second or minute.
Oh, okay. In 10 minutes?
So I can give you a chance to talk about what's going on with you and the stuff you've been doing, the stuff you've been watching.
We did photography. That's it.
We did.
I finally beat Dark Souls, so that was great.
Nice.
And now we're thank you.
Cameron's back.
I know, yeah.
Until a new game comes out.
No, yeah, well, Friday, Skyrim comes out, so I'm down with that.
So we lose you for another month.
Well, no, that one's not.
In the dungeon.
I will probably lose. You will probably lose me in that. That's a huge, massive game. But I've seen a couple movies recently. I got to watch. There was a screening at my work yesterday for Casino Royale because we're doing a little bit of marketing for the new 007 movie coming out.
Cool.
And so the marketing team wanted to look into some of the movies and see kind of. Get a feel for 007.
That movie specifically, Casino Royale. Oh, so that's a really good James Bond movie. It's that was like 2 James Bond movies ago, but that was one of the better newer ones. I really liked the story and the acting and the adventures and all that stuff was really, really good. Specifically in the Casino Royale, and I'm a poker fan, so I like. And it's all about that particularly that. That's the story. It's like 30 or 40% about poker and the way things happen. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I had never seen it before, but everyone had always told me, oh, that one's great. And I'd seen all the older ones with, Pierce Brosnan and Sean Connery.
Yeah. Yes.
And yes. I can't even do that voice. But we're going to.
It's just like regular yes, but you just add a shh at the end.
You do?
You do.
Oh, okay, well, that's cool.
Add a shh to everything.
Yeah, just a shh. I'll just be Jewish all of a sudden. No, man.
Whoa. Racist.
No.
Yeah.
But, and I had seen Quantum of Solace when it came out, but there was something about it I didn't really like. But Casino Royale, from the beginning, that first chase scene that has all that parkour, that just hooks you right there, man. It's pretty fantastic, I do have to say, so.
I agree, that was a really good one.
Yeah, and then also I went to a screening last week for 21 Jump Street. I can't really say much about it because I'm actually under NDA for it, but it's actually, it was a good movie, that's all I'm going to say, And it comes out sometime in March, so I would definitely go out and go try and see that.
Of 2022 or something?
Yeah, 2022, yeah.
Oh, okay.
10 years from now.
So March 2012, huh?
Yeah, 2012, yeah. And then I saw Anonymous tonight. I just got home from a screening for Anonymous. And that was...
Mr. Movie Guy over here.
Anonymous was amazing. It's one of the... And the people that I was with didn't really like it very much, but I think it's because it's such a period piece. But
which one is Anonymous?
It's the one about Shakespeare being a fraud.
Oh, no, that looks good.
Yeah,
that looks good.
A lot of people that I was with, they liked it, but there was something about it there was something they just didn't like it.
What do you think? But do you think that's accurate, Shakespeare being a fraud, or do you think it's just a story, or what?
There's I guess there's story that backs it up that actually says that it is and I kind of believe it after seeing it, but at the same time, like, how can you really discount that much history, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But it's a pretty amazing story, and the sets are beautiful. They've set that period up so perfectly. Like last year, King's Speech was the movie that I would say was like my best picture of the year.
Right.
This is getting close. But yeah, Anonymous was really awesome, and there was, what else did I go and see? I'm planning on going to go see, we're having a screening for Quantum of Solace on Friday, so I'm thinking I'm going to go see that just to get in with the marketing team and just sit there and watch some more stuff.
Nice.
And yeah, but other than that, the work that I've been doing at work is just more on the Academy Awards site. We're wrapping that up now, and then we're going to be going into a lot of more Wheel of Fortune stuff. Which, by the way, there's new games that have just launched on Wheel of Fortune, and Arthur Christmas, arthurchristmas.com/immersive, or you just go on arthurchristmas.com. There's a button that says enter the site. If you click that and go into the site, that's the new immersive site that we just launched. And on there's about 6 games that have been launched over the past 3 weeks. And all those games are really amazing, and our whole art team has been doing a really good job.
Flash and stuff?
Yeah, it's all Flash, but it's still, they did an amazing job. And I originally was in on the planning stages for the website originally, but then I got taken off it because they just didn't need that many designers, but they did a fantastic job. All the games are really, really good, and yeah, I think they did a really good job.
I heard something about Flash. I'm not positive, but I heard something about Flash not supporting mobile devices anymore. Some kind of announcement like that. I don't know how accurate that is. Something I heard.
No,
not supporting mobile devices at all, because you know how Flash doesn't work on iPhones, but it works like on Droid or whatever other phones. But now it's not supporting the other phones as well. So there must be a reason why that's happening. Obviously, it takes too much resources or whatever. There's some glitches or issues or whatever. But they're still going to do games and all that stuff. Obviously, that's like what they're extremely good for.
Well, with Chrome now, at my work, we do a lot of Flash games as marketing. And they've recently started doing Chrome games. So they've been converting all their stuff into HTML to run through Chrome, because Chrome has HTML5 that actually will run games now.
Nice.
And that's why Chrome has the highest frame rate.
It renders really fast.
Yeah. So
I heard something about, this is gonna sound weird coming from out from my mouth, but I heard the new Internet Explorer renders video better than any other.
Oh.
But this is just something I heard. I don't know. I'm
blasphemy,
against.
Gary. Uh-oh.
Yeah, you know how
Internet Explorer 9?
I'm thinking the newer versions of Internet Explorer, but this is just something I heard from like some video people, and this is just their own opinions. I don't know. I'm not really a video person.
All right,
well,
that's cool.
But from what I've always heard is that Chrome renders everything the fastest and takes the least amount of resources of your computer.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how that happens, but I love it. I use Chrome here. I wish I could use it at work, but there's so many untested things at my work.
Have you noticed it's been like real cold lately, or is it just me?
It's been rainy, dog. And we're in the fall, man. We're going into November and December. And yeah, man. I mean,
chronologically or something.
Yeah, that's how you do it, right? It's not December, November. It's November, December.
I think so.
And we got Turkey Day coming up. Turkey
Day. Smoke turkey. No. DAR.
Tofu. Tofurkey. What up?
So, like, as you were talking, I ran away and turned down our heater, because we actually had our heater. I had our heater running because it was getting a little cold while we were recording this podcast. But I didn't want anybody to notice, so I just ran while you were talking. Hopefully, no one noticed.
Okay, gotcha.
That's why I turned the heater down, because there might be a little background noise. Until now, it just turned off, actually.
Well, yeah, I turned it off about 5 minutes ago, but it's okay. It works.
Huh?
What? No,
I turned it off. That's why I ran. Yeah,
I know.
Audience are like, "What are they talking about?"
It's okay. It'll get cut out. Anyways.
All 3 of them.
Or I'll just leave it all in there. No, there's 4 now. We've got 4. Yeah,
you got a new one?
Crazy.
Oh, who's that Asian guy? Huh?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And that's pretty much what I've been doing lately.
Cool. Okay, well, thanks, guys. Talk to you guys later. What?
Yeah, I just want to wrap that up so we can go into other stuff. But we've been working on our site recently, right?
Yeah, we have.
And so we're trying out a new service.
We've been trying to research and find out some different types of services. We know a few different developer friends and stuff like that, but they're busy doing a lot of other things. So we were recommended a few different sites that can easily convert already done PSD layered files into web-ready HTML or WordPress files, because we're probably going to be running everything on WordPress. That's what we've been using already with our site. So we've been talking. We've been getting some quotes from few different companies and trying to figure that out. But it's a little bit complex. All these different features and what you want, and some things I'm not sure what it means. Do you want to have like a flexible footer? Do you want the header to stay there? You want things to be repetitive or whatever. There's all these different terms and stuff. It's a little bit confusing. So a lot of these companies also, they're located like
in the States.
no, they're actually in, well, like the main owners or whatever. They're the way the way
For
it's set.
one of the companies.
Yeah, they're in United States, but all the workers, a lot of the developers are like in Eastern Europe, Ukraine,
Oh, okay.
Indonesia, India, like places like that. And that's all the route that a lot of companies are doing is what I'm noticing. Because when I'm talking to them through email and stuff, they get back to me like at 3 in the morning our time. I think it's GMT
okay.
or some kind of time like that.
Okay.
Global something or other. So hopefully we're getting closer and closer to that. But yeah, I just had a few issues. We're trying to figure that out as far as the budget,
Yeah.
as far as the budget goes and all that stuff for our site and all that stuff. So we'll see how that goes. I haven't worked with these type of companies. I've worked straight out with developers, live developers, but never like with these type of companies. And if everything goes well, I can use that for future situations as well.
Yeah, how's your experience been so far? Has it been pretty easy, like as far as getting the information to them and then getting it back to you and kind of the back and forth? Has it been very...
It's been pretty smooth except for the part that they respond like in the night and stuff.
Yeah.
That's the for now that's the that's the one negative
That's the
thing.
one negative.
Yeah, but they respond. I believe it was like a project manager that responded, or it said that in her title.
Oh, okay.
And it was very descriptive. I included the 4 files. I didn't want to give them the PSD file yet because I'm not sure. I gave them JPEGs. They were asking for the PSD, but I was trying to avoid that. I don't want to give them the source file.
Yeah,
or
of
at least
course.
not yet. So I gave them, for example, this the JPEGs and they looked through them and they marked all these different numbers in the exact places. Like this is like a jQuery slideshow and it's going to be whatever $80 for that, and this is going to be like a specific post link thing, and that's going to be $30 for this, and all these different things. So I like how they marked that. So they really went through it. It wasn't like a 1-second thing. You can tell somebody physically looked through it and marketing. Somebody was actually doing something for like probably an hour and a half. I don't know how long it took.
Man. So it's really detailed.
It is extremely
detailed. So you know
detailed.
exactly what you're paying for.
And as I'm thinking of more stuff, they have like a back end, this particular company that I'm talking with. And if we end up going with that company, we'll probably, we'll give the link about this company, we'll give like a full review, probably. We'll see. It depends on our experience. So hopefully that works out and everything like that.
Cool, man. If not, then I guess you'll be developing the site.
Or we could always just jump out from the window.
The second story is what we won't actually
and survive. No, I should have got medical insurance.
Well, just make sure you jump head first, because if you jump feet first, you might just break a leg and end up in the hospital.
Extremely good advice.
Yeah, totally, dude. Suicide
Dork
advice?
tip number 1.
Dark suicide tip. You hate your life, jump out of the second story window, head first.
Yes. Oh, you know what I forgot to do on Sunday?
What?
I forgot to watch Breaking Bad episode 3 or 4 or something. I haven't watched it. So
you haven't what? You had like a marathon.
I mean, not Breaking Bad. No, I've been watching Breaking Bad.
No, Walking Dead.
Walking Dead, that one.
I watched it.
Yeah?
It's pretty
fantastic. See that one. Walking Dead.
Spoiler alert, you gotta walk away when I talk to them about it. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I haven't I have been watching on Saturday. Speaking of Breaking Bad, which I confused for Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Because those are the 2 shows that I'm kind of watching right now. That's why I confused them.
Yeah.
The Breaking Bad, such a good show, my goodness.
Yeah. I've been
super entertaining. Everything. And it just goes all these different directions. You think something's gonna happen, and all this other stuff happens, and one thing leads to another, and it's like completely different things that you don't expect happening, like airplanes crashing in a show that's about all this other stuff. And it's like, what the?
Do you feel like it's relatable almost?
Oh, very relatable.
Like, you think that, like, down the road, say you couldn't do design, your hands got chopped off or something, but you knew how to make meth or something, like, do you think you'd be able to do it?
I don't know, yeah, but it's like something.
Well, not that you'd be able to do it, but that you would do that, you'd go those lengths, like, if you're about to die and you had a family.
I think that, in general, people will do a lot of things that they normally wouldn't do in real life for their families. Because if you don't have your family, what else do you have?
That's true.
But in my opinion, your families are not always your actual families. Families can be different situations.
Okay.
Like, even friends and stuff can be families. But that's a different...
Yeah, no, of course.
We'll keep that for the Oprah version.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, we're not on the Maury Povich show. He is the father. No!
What
No, but one of the things I want to bring up about Breaking Bad is I've heard it's really relatable, but I wanted to ask you, as it's been going on, the main character Walt, have you felt like you've grown further apart from him? Like he's the main character in the story, but in the beginning you feel kind of sad for him, but as he's gotten more and more into the story, he's kind of gotten a little more ruthless, I would kind of say.
I'm still on season.
You're in like season 3, right?
I'm in season 3 in the middle, or in episode 3 or 4 right now at this time.
Well, do you feel like you've kind of like grown apart from him in the fact that
I feel I'm still
you're
with
still
him
sympathetic
for now,
to him?
but we'll see what happens. I
Okay.
heard he gets even crazier from different sources, so we'll see.
Okay, I just wanted to ask you because I've heard that a lot of the times that's one of the things that people are starting to kind of like
on different podcasts and stuff, and different friends you heard from them.
Yeah, so like I watched the show Weeds and they kind of did that same. You felt really sympathetic for the main character in the beginning, but then around like season 4, you just stopped feeling so sympathetic for her. But
what's that show about?
It's about weed.
Oh, is it? I know. I've never.
Oh yeah, dude, that's another show you should probably get on.
Heard of
The
that
first
show.
like 3 seasons are amazing, and then after that,
I don't know if I have time for all these different shows.
You'll pick it up.
Shows about
eventually.
drugs. Come on.
No, but this is it's like now I told you about zombies, where it's less about the zombies and more about the people. It's less about the weed and more about the people.
Did from the show Walking Dead about the zombies, not Breaking Bad, about about Walt. On Walking Dead, did they fire all the writers after season 1 ended?
Yeah.
I did not know that until I heard that on Get Up on This podcast.
Yeah. They fired all the writers, and then also they fired, I think, Frank Darabont, which was the main director for a lot of it. And I guess that's what I've been hearing recently, is that's why some people aren't liking season 2 very much.
Because of that reason, yeah.
Because
that's what I heard
it's not feeling so Frank Darabont-ish anymore, so... But yeah, I mean, I still think the show stands up, but I think it's because I've read the comics and I kind of know what's coming, but then they always throw twists on me, so since I've read the comics, I know it's coming, but they switch it up, and it's just like a total, like, craziness, so... You'll like this week.
I'm probably going to watch it right after this recording of this podcast.
Oh, yeah?
Probably.
Yeah, we're recording this a little late because I went to that screening today, so...
Yeah, Cameron was a popular guy today. So.
I've been popular this week, man. What do you want from me? I can't do much about that.
So, yeah, if we sound a little sleepy, that's our reasoning for that.
Oh, you sound sleepy. I'm not.
Good morning!
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, that's Gary's...
Kanye West version. Yeah.
No,
that's getting edited out, right?
That's what Gary wakes up to every morning.
Actually, no, that's my alarm. Kanye West's intro
no.
from album number 3?
It's from Graduation.
Graduation, which is album number 3.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm good with numbers.
But yeah, I remember the first time we moved in together. It was like the first morning that I had to be up for work or something. I walked past your door and I heard, and I was like, "What the?" And you had always told me I thought it was a joke, but it was.
No, that's actually my alarm.
So if you ever hear that song, Gary might be waking up.
Yes.
But yeah, another thing on movie topics, you're gonna be really psyched on this. This is something I just found out about 5 minutes ago when I was doing research.
Research 5 minutes prior to actually recording.
Yeah.
We're professional like that, people. We're professional.
You ready for this?
Yes.
Are you ready for this? All right. So.
Are you Garying it?
So
are you hyping it?
Dude, I don't know if I can hype it anymore, man. I think that you're probably gonna start crying after this. I'm hiding the iPad from you.
You
right
serious?
Now. So Steve Jobs, he died.
He did.
Great man.
Very great.
Been buried, but there was a lost interview, 70-minute interview that they recently found, and it's being released for 2 days in theaters in certain cities. It's called Steve Jobs' Lost Interview. It was in 1995. It was when he wasn't working at Apple anymore after he had been fired from his own company, and he was working for Next Capture, which I think eventually turned into either Pixar or one of the other companies. This guy, Bob Kringley, he actually did this interview, and he only showed about 10-15 minutes of it for a TV thing. And I guess it's being released November 17th and the 16th in theaters. It's only in certain theaters.
Like Los Angeles?
One of them is Los Angeles, so it's going to be at the Regent Theater. So I was thinking, are you down to go? What?
I used to work at that theater.
Oh, is that the one up there?
That's one of them.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess it's
I used to work at that theater.
Yeah, it's being shown there on the 16th and the 17th.
Yeah, I'm down to go.
All right,
Definitely.
Cool, man. So
16th and 17th.
Yeah, and the showings are at 7:15 and 9 p.m.
Nice.
7:15 p.m. and 9 p.m. So yeah, I'm down to go. I figured you'd be psyched on that.
Yeah,
and
that's pretty cool. I did not hear about that.
Yeah, I just heard about it, and I guess it was originally recorded on VHS. This guy lives in like London or something now, and he was just digging through his garage when he heard Steve Jobs died.
So it's on.
He found it.
So it's on VHS 1080p then.
They upgraded it, but the big thing about it is that when they did the up-resing of it, normally that costs a crap ton of money. They actually up-res it for only $6,000, so it's cost them almost nothing. And they got a bunch of production companies.
Are you talking about up-converting something from VHS into like a
yeah, you know they like do remaster versions of stuff. Yeah, so it's like that. But the thing is the theater. He asked Landmark Theaters the owner of Landmark Theaters, to back it for it. And all these people are backing it with all their money, but they don't know if it's even going to do anything. So we might actually, if these do well, these screenings, it's a good possibility they could get a worldwide release for it. So I think it's pretty interesting. And
Good topic. Good job.
yeah, I think it'll be good. So we'll go see that on 16th or 17th, whenever either of us is free.
Sounds good. Yeah, I'll have to mark that in my iCloud calendar.
Yeah, make sure that Steve Jobs, because he runs iCloud now. They just put him into iCloud. Yeah.
From heaven.
From heaven. Yes.
Because all Apple people go to heaven.
Do they?
I seen the movie.
Oh man.
Do you listen to podcasts?
No, I would never. Of course.
How do you listen to your podcasts?
Through iTunes.
Through iTunes?
Primarily, yeah. But on my iPod, you know.
And then say you're listening to a podcast like Tiesto or something. That's something that I listen to. For example, when I'm designing, I listen to Tiesto for music, something that doesn't have too many words, and I can just hear like a background noise, like what people are doing to us right now as they're designing, just background noise. They don't really care what we're saying.
No, they don't. We're like white noise. We should just do white noise.
That's racist, dog.
Okay, well, just diversity noise. I don't know what to tell you.
We're all color noises. We're all happy people here.
Well, just not to cut you off real quick.
Too late.
You were talking about Tiesto. There's Aaron turned me on to, one of our friends, Aaron. He turned me on to Tycho. Have you ever heard of Tycho?
No.
Tycho's pretty awesome. It's got no vocals. I was actually cutting a podcast while listening to Tycho, which I've told you I tried to listen to music and cut a podcast and it never works. That worked because it's like it's instrumental.
You don't don't get interrupted by words and thinking about what people are saying. It's like Lauren Ibsen.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's So yeah, but you were speaking of podcasts.
Yeah, like you're listening to podcasts, for example, Tiesto or whoever. How do you normally, and then you're done with the podcast, do you then go to your iPad or iPhone or however you're listening, do you then hit, okay, I'm going to listen to the next one now, and then you go to the next one, you choose it, or how do you do it normally? Or you let it automatically go to the next one, or how do you do that?
Well, I stay pretty up to date on my podcast.
Yeah, you do.
So I'll listen to like one, and then I'll just go to another podcast.
But you manually go and press the next one with your finger, right? So, like, I listen to Tiesto, and when the Tiesto podcast is over, it doesn't go to the next podcast, and through iTunes, for example. It doesn't do that, and I don't like it.
It does that on your iPad.
It does it on your iPad, but it doesn't do it on your. It doesn't do it on your iTunes. I was talking about specifically iTunes. So I was trying to figure out like how can I make it play on the next. Like how do you make it play on the next? How do you make it go to the next podcast?
Yeah, go to the next one within Tiesto.
So it doesn't let you choose repeat. It doesn't let you do that. And through iTunes, there's no way to choose that unless you're like in a playlist or you're in a regular music stuff. And that was kind of annoying. So I did a little bit of research. It's not any crazy research, but there's a thing. I don't know if you heard of it called like a smart playlists. Have you heard of that?
No, never heard of it. What is that?
It's like a regular playlist, but you choose smart playlists. So it puts things from like a certain date or certain genres in there, and it could do it automatically. So as new podcasts come out, it'll put it in that playlist dynamically. So it won't be like a static playlist that you put like a couple songs in and it stays. Did you just secretly yawn?
No,
okay, just making sure.
I would never yawn.
I was talking to the listener.
Oh, okay, yeah. Don't yawn on us.
Don't yawn on us.
I don't care if you're listening to 3 in the morning. You've been up since 3 in the morning, okay?
But this smart playlist thing, it's a pretty interesting. I never heard of that, and it's just right there in iTunes. I think it's always existed actually. I don't know.
Oh, so it's actually native to iTunes.
It's native to iTunes. There's no plugins, nothing, and you just add that, and then you could say, okay, put all the new podcasts in it, and I'll just keep adding stuff. Or the newest 25, for example, from a specific genre, or it doesn't even have to be podcasts, or like some specific song that you get added. So it's like a dynamic playlist, which is a pretty interesting. It's still not perfect though, because I wanted something, for example, where I want to listen to only the Tiestos. Say I have like 30 different podcasts that I listen to, but I want it to be, for example, only the Tiestos and play those in order and have them on repeat.
Oh, okay.
And it won't do that. I couldn't, or that part I couldn't figure out. So I don't know.
I wonder if there's like a custom script for that. Or
probably there might be. There. I didn't do like a heavy amount of research, but I did a little bit of research to find it out. So that was something kind of new to me. I don't know if you guys have heard of this, but
I wonder if there's an app like that. Like
I don't know. But if it does it automatically on your iPad, it should do it
on your iPad, but on my iPod it doesn't. That's what's weird. But it's because I'm using an old school iPod. I'm using an iPod from like 2007.
That's probably why.
Yeah, the thing's been through a lot with me. I've actually replaced the battery in a couple times. So that's cool, man. I didn't even know about that. Smart playlist, huh?
Well, we're here to teach each other things.
Yeah, I'll totally check that out. But yeah, dead air. It's cool.
No, but dead air is sometimes living air because zombies.
Yeah, zombies. Let's just bring it back to zombies. No, I mean, another thing that I want to talk about was I was talking about Skyrim earlier. It's a game coming out, Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. I've been doing a little bit of searching out there because it's a really massive game, and I found a bunch of cool they have developer diaries. There's 3 of them out so far. They're just small podcasts about 10 minutes long, and they're on their site if you go to elderscrolls.com. It's really cool. They have these developer diaries, and I've always wanted to do concept art for like a long time, and I just have never really broken into it. Design just always seemed a little bit more. There's something about design that I just liked a little bit more. I would like to do concept art down the road, but they had an actual podcast with the concept artists of Skyrim, and it was a pretty amazing podcast. Like I was listening to it, and it got me super excited to start doing some concept stuff again. But I haven't really, I haven't done it since then. But all their stuff they did sound design. Their sound design podcast is amazing too. They talk about how they came up with there's a dragon language in this game. And so they came up with why are you looking at the clock?
Oh, I just wanted to make sure everything's good.
Oh, okay, we're good, dude. The clock's not falling, we're good. Nah, but yeah, they talk about how like there's this dude that he's super passionate about sound design and how he carries like a recorder with him everywhere he goes and he records like a certain bird or.
That's passionate.
And it's crazy, man. And I don't know, it's just a really good stuff. If you have a chance, definitely check it out. Even if you're not even into games or anything at all, it's really cool just to see how much.
I'll check that out.
How much craft goes into some of these games.
You mentioned something about art and something about design with different things. Like, what do you think? Like, what does art and design mean to you? Is there a difference? Like, what is design and what is art? Like, would you call yourself an artist or a designer?
I call myself a designer, but I was very reluctant to call myself a designer until recently.
Right.
And it's only because like I don't like giving myself a title because someone that actually earned that title might feel disrespected by me giving myself the title. That's why I feel like I have to work to get the title. And then I've kind of gotten the title of designer, I'm going to go with designer. But artist also has like a stigma to it where it's like, there's like a stigma to artist where it's like you're a starving artist or like you're weird where you're to the point where you're like, I don't know.
Just I understand what you're saying. My opinion is similar, but to summarize that, I believe that a designer, you are also kind of an artist, but you're getting paid for the art that you're doing, and you don't necessarily get to do exactly what you want. But in art, you get to do pretty much whatever you want, and you don't necessarily get paid for it.
What about commissions?
I mean, there's different what ifs and what abouts and all that stuff. Anything could be wrong, like or right. But in general, that's what I believe. That's my opinion about that. I believe an artist is somebody that just does something and not necessarily gets paid for it. And a designer is somebody that also can do art, but gets told what to do. He gets told, having a nice layout and having things laid out. That's an art in itself. But you're getting paid for that art. So that's kind of my opinion about that.
Yeah, I mean that brings up a pretty interesting point of that. I think our culture, as the younger have started to grow up, as the generations have started to grow up, I feel like our culture has gotten a lot more creative as far as design and all kinds of stuff. Like if you notice, like I know we've got all those hipsters out there and stuff, but the thing, like people that aren't hipsters tend to hate the hipsters. But I think they don't. I think even though some of us don't like them, I think that they bring something interesting to our culture.
What's a hipster? Is that like a short term for hippopotamus?
Hippopotamus? Yeah, totally. It's a big fat thing that wears glasses. No.
Well, what's a hipster? What does that mean?
A hipster is like someone that like they hop on trends, like they get onto stuff really early, and they'll wear like the. We're kind of hipsterish. We are a little bit hipsterish. That's why I. But
we're not full hipster.
That's why I didn't put myself.
So we're closet
the hipster
hipsters.
Crowd. I am a closeted hipster. I'm totally one. I don't think you're closeted anymore. But it's okay.
So I show people.
Well, you're rocking the dorky glasses. That right there is like a mark of hipster.
But I needed them because I can see better with them.
Yeah, of course.
Just because they're fake doesn't mean they're not going to help me see things better.
Yeah, but regardless, what I was bringing to that is that they bring a lot of those hipsters bring a lot of design and like art culture into the mainstream, which I think is really really cool. And I think that's one of the reasons why us as designers. We thrive a lot more in this environment now with this whole hipster culture and the whole nerd culture. How it's like so, it's just kind of a part of our society now.
That's true. What you're saying makes sense.
Yeah.
I noticed like information and people being knowledgeable and having information is so easy now. Like everybody knows everything. Like we're talking to people right now, we're telling them things, and probably 99% of the stuff we're saying it's like stuff that they already know about.
Yeah.
But the value in what we're doing is just it's our interpretation and the way we're saying our opinions about the different things.
Exactly.
So with Twitter and Facebook and all this different social stuff, everybody knows everything like the second it happens.
Yeah.
Like Steve Jobs died, everybody knew like that second that it happened.
Yeah.
Or like, I don't know, some other big event happens, the whole world knows that big event happens. Everybody's knowledgeable and everybody knows everything already. So I think the value in things is like people's own interpretation of how things are happening and like what their meanings behind that and their opinions. This is something I was thinking about earlier. Talking to my grandma about something earlier, actually.
Well, that's cool, man. Another thing about big events, did you hear what happened today? In space?
Like Space Mountain and Disneyland?
I kind of wish it was Space Mountain because I would have gotten to see a better picture, but no, it was actually, in space, there was actually an asteroid. An asteroid that came super close to the Earth, and I guess like a couple weeks ago, they thought it was actually going to hit the Earth. And this thing is huge. This thing
So
is
it was
massive.
like Armageddon.
Basically, but then they were wrong and it went around us. But there was all this stuff online and stuff, and I was seriously for like 6 hours. I had this little picture live feed up of a telescope looking out to see it, and then all it was these white blobs that went across the screen, and that was it.
So it went around us. It was like a.
It actually was the first.
So it was like a high school. It was like a junior high school date. It was like a relationship. It was a junior high school relationship.
Kind of.
So you went around with somebody.
Yeah.
I don't
well,
get
it
it.
actually went around the moon. See, what it did was it came down, and it was one of the first in about 36 years of that size of asteroid to actually enter the moon's gravitational pull, which is kind of a big deal. And I don't know, it was cool.
In a couple of days, it's going to be 11/11/11/11 or something like that.
Yeah, that's when Skyrim comes out, dude. Psyched. Yeah. What's up?
You brought that back into it? I
course
was trying to
I'm
escape that.
Well, you want to know what else comes out 11?
Tell me what else.
The Droid Razor. I know you're hyped
Yes.
on that.
Yes. I'm throwing my iPhone in the trash. And then getting it out of the trash and throwing it in the trash again twice.
Well, the reason I bring up the Droid Razor, even though you gave me a really perfect segue into it, is there's actually something really interesting. The marketing for that. If you go to their site and actually look at the marketing for it right now, they have this really interesting like flash thing right now where you're basically stealing. They're marketing it to you as like stealing the droid from the company, and I thought that was really interesting. And it's like a little game, and every single time you actually get to steal it, there's all these like lasers and stuff. Every single time you steal it from the lasers, you enter your email address, and then it enters you in for a chance to win the phone. I thought that was an interesting concept to pull people in to get the phone. I don't know, and it was a good segue that you brought that up. So
yeah, interesting things like that are always cool. I don't know if we mentioned on an earlier podcast, but that time when we went to the Apple store, and maybe we did mention like in podcast number 2 or 3.
Yeah.
When we went there and we passed by the mall, and there was like a promotion for some kind of movie but we were standing in front of the billboard, and the billboard had cameras, and it was recording our faces as we moved.
TV show.
Did we talk about that in here?
We didn't, but I have pictures of it. I think that you posted one on Facebook, but you wouldn't let me in the picture, so yeah.
And you kept trying to go in.
I know, I was going to just stand there, and you're like, get out.
But putting that back to what you were talking about, just interesting ways to promote stuff, new ways, even like kind of like guerrilla marketing, but digital guerrilla marketing, like that droid thing that you're talking about. That's almost like kind of digital guerrilla marketing.
A little bit. It's a little bit viral marketing kind of, which is cool. I mean, I remember when I'm gonna bring back to video games just for a second. So put on your hat and hold on tight.
I've had my hat on already, and I was tight.
Okay, well, cool. Put on your seatbelt then. But yeah, when Halo ODST came out, ODST is Orbital Dropship Trooper. And basically what that is they drop in these pods in the game. And so what they did was, I didn't live in LA at the time, but in LA they put these like Halo pods all the way around the city, so they looked like they crashed into the city. And I thought it was really, really cool, and it was a cool guerrilla marketing thing. And I think, and also Contagion, remember that movie that just came out with Matt Damon? Warner Brothers did it. They actually did a marketing plan for it. Or they did this one marketing thing where they did all these or not really diseases, but they did put all these fungi like into this big like plastic plexiglass case, and it was all in the shape of Contagion, of the word, and they put it out in front of a building, and then over like a week everything grew, and it all grew, all this fungus grew into the words Contagion, which I thought was really, really cool. So that type of stuff is like really cool guerrilla marketing. You know?
Something to get people's attention, because people are used to seeing all this different stuff. You're trying to think of just a new, fresh way of presenting something. It's always good.
Yeah, totally. And I guess since we're on marketing, I just thought of something that I saw today. There's actually a post, I don't know the site, I'm just going to kind of, you could probably look it up. There's like the 13 movie poster, something about movie, what it is, there's these 13 rules now for movie posters that are trends that over the past like 10, 15 years that people have recognized within designing movie posters. And I was looking at them today, and it's really, really funny. So they set up 13, and in those 13, they create these collages of movie posters that have kind of taken the same route. So one of them was like orange and black. I guess there's like hundreds of movies over the past couple of years that have used orange and black and motion blurs in the background to be like a main. I guess we really wish
like a title treatment or something.
No, just the movie poster in general. Like, and they basically what the site is. I think it was on notheydidn't.com.
Oh, no, they didn't?
Yeah, notheydidn't.com. I think it's something new, too. I saw it today, and I posted it on Twitter, but it's really, really cool, and I just thought it was really interesting that, like, they're saying that people aren't really trying anymore for movie posters. They're just, and at first, when I first read it, I thought in my head, well, maybe it's because we've kind of figured out what good layouts there are, so why don't we do what we know? But then at the same time, I started thinking, why don't we break the rules? It's kind of a good thing to break some rules.
And you're able to do that when you already know all the rules, and you're able
exactly.
you have the right to do that. Don't do that as somebody that you just started designing yesterday or a week ago. Oh, I'm just gonna break the rules so it could be cool. No, you can do that when you already know the rules, when you've already gone through the process before, when you have a certain amount of experience. Then, like, okay, I've already done this. Okay, I know what works and what doesn't. I can go back and I could break a few of these rules and see what works and try some experimental things.
Yeah, you have to consciously know that you're breaking the rule. You can't accidentally do it and then expect it to work.
Even though it might sometimes, but you shouldn't get credit for stuff like that.
Yeah, I think I think really follow your gut, because there's a lot of times where I'll know I'm making a mistake. This is especially not so much now, but probably about 6 months ago maybe. I would know that I was making a mistake, but I would just leave it in there because I was kind of lazy or whatever. Or I was just like, oh, I'm breaking a rule, but that's not a reason to break the rule. You should know you're breaking the rule 100% when you do it. You know, like...
And have a reason for doing it.
Exactly, yeah. You have to have 100% reason. If you don't have a good reason for it, you need to go back and rethink it, you know?
Be ready to answer these reasons, too. If somebody asks you, hey, why'd you do that? Oh, I did it because I thought it's nice. Never have a response like that. Always have a reason. I did it because I thought it would function better, and I thought there would be some kind of hierarchy established compared to the left side and the right side, and have logical reasons to say why you did what you did.
Yeah, and totally. And you also have to remember the client that you're feeding towards, or that you're working. The client work that you're working.
We have to feed our clients? I thought they're feeding us.
You got to feed them design.
What?
Yeah, I know, it's crazy.
I thought it was yogurt.
All right, I'm not even gonna touch that joke because there's a joke there. But I'm gonna leave it out.
What?
So
no, because I've been eating yogurt lately and stuff.
So have I.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, cool, man.
Activia. Cool. No, we have to add a little comedy because I don't know if you've been a little dry, so I'm just trying to wake up.
Okay. Well, you were like falling asleep there.
What about you, Red Eye?
Red Eye. Pink Eye? Oh, I'm getting everybody sick.
Whoa.
Now. Just kidding.
Stay away from the cam, bam.
The cam, bam. I thought it was cam, bam.
You're everything.
Remember?
I'm on everything.
Don't do that. Please don't do that. All right. Well,
we're like almost done or something.
I kind of lost track of what I was saying.
It doesn't matter. We're just background noise for these people.
All
they're just listening to us while they're in their studios doing stuff.
Well, I mean, if you think we're done, I'll go into like where they can find StudioDork.
No, but now we have to re-record the entire thing in Spanish and then put a voice over the whole thing. So be like, hola, StudioDork.
You know, I learned Russian today. I can't remember.
The entire language?
No. I learned parts. I learned Do Svidaniya, which means goodbye.
Where'd you get that from? You have other Russian friends that you're cheating on me with?
I don't. I just ran across some Russian stuff.
You ran across Russians?
Yeah, Russia. I ran all the way across Russia. And then
I think you'll be able to do the 14-mile run thing.
Oh, yeah? I'm down to do it.
If you did the whole Russia.
All the way across Siberia.
Were you in a hurry?
I was Russian, dog. I was Russian.
All right.
Well, if you think we're done, you think we're done?
I think we are. Okay. Do you guys think we're done? Yeah, we do. Okay, they said yeah.
All right, well, if you guys have any questions at all or any comments or feedback or anything you want to give the show, you can definitely check us out at facebook.com/StudioDork, or you can find us on Twitter at StudioDork, or you can go and on the contact section of our website, you can email us that way.
Did you just get all radio voice on me?
I can get radio voice. You want me to get radio voice on you?
No, I thought you did.
Oh, no, I didn't.
5 star.
And definitely review us on... Okay, hold on. And definitely review us on iTunes with a 5 stars or 4 stars.
We'll be right back after these messages or something, right?
Ice cream sandwiches.
We have all these sponsors.
And we're right back. And
we're right back.
Yeah.
They're like, you're liars. You said you were going to leave and you didn't.
No, but that was our commercial. I was doing a commercial, but you interrupted it.
Oh, my bad.
For ice cream sandwiches. I know you love those.
I thought it was Jerry's Famous Deli.
No, that's cool, though.
All right.
What would you do for a Klondike bar?
Everything?
Because I'm on everything. I'm on
No, we're not
everything.
doing that.
But yeah, so definitely rate us on our iTunes, 1 star or 5 stars, whatever works, or whatever you want. We would prefer 5 stars, and we also just want the feedback. So
Yeah, let us know too, because we've been practicing, some of us have been practicing on our grammar and stuff a little bit, so hopefully it's a little better.
encourage this guy to freaking, not to, just encourage him that it's cool if he's the way he is. It's always good to be better, but it's always cool to be who you are because you were Gary.
Thanks.
I said Gary twice in a row, and it was awesome. So definitely give him some positive feedback.
Him? What about you?
No, I'm
You're
totally
the one
fine.
messing
I just
up.
did a radio voice and a commercial. Come on, man.
Yeah, but can you do Russian?
Can I do it in Russian? No, I can't. I don't have accents, but
Oi, blin.
all right, but
No, yeah, guys.
I think that's pretty much it. So
Yeah, that should be good. Thanks,
Okay.
guys. We'll see you guys next time on the StudioDork Podcast.
stay dorky.
Very dorky.
Yeah,
And warm, because it's getting cold now.
it is kind of getting.
It is. Now, see, now you wouldn't admit. You were calling me like a wuss and all this stuff.
No, but you're the one that's like, I come home and I'm like, it's kind of cold, but I don't like go like, I'm gonna go turn on the heat and then go bundle up in a bunch of blankets with my hat.
Come on.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's a young thing. I think it's because I'm young that I won't admit it, but you will.
Oh, so you just call me a grandpa?
Yeah, you are a
What's
grandpa.
up with that?
Look at you. You're like 92.
All right, guys, but for reals,
1992.
see you guys next time. Thanks so much for listening. We appreciate it, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Stay dorky.
Peace. Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back.
Is that my phone? Yeah, it's your phone. Put your phone. You still have to put your phone on airplane mode, dude. Come on.
I don't know the rules. Oh yeah. What was I saying? Are we still recording this? Are we still doing podcasts?
Yeah.
Are we still on that?
Start.
Activia.
Ice cream sandwich.